Good evening, and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, PS Sound and Excel International Maths by Mr. Kamoto. And in this video I want to introduce to you what we call the arc and the arcs. We're still in Shape and Space 7, IGCSE, page 143. And an arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. And of course, if I was to explain what an arc is, that is part of a circle. This is now the arc, and it's a fraction of, that is the radius, that is the center O of the circle. The arc length is determined by the angle at the center, and it is actually part of the whole circumference. Now, the size of the arc length is determined by the angle at the center. So, the arc length L, for instance, this one, which we may call L, the arc length L, is a fraction x out of a total 360 of 2 pi r. It's a fraction of the circumference. And I want to, with that, explain example 4. Find the perimeter of the shape shown. Find the perimeter of, there is that, and there is that. That is the arc, and there is 80 degrees. And this is now the arc. That is the arc. The radius of the circle is supposed to be 4 centimeters. The perimeter is the distance from here, cover the radius, cover the arc length, and cover this other radius to go back to the starting point. So the perimeter in essence is given by 2r plus the arc. This radius plus the arc. Now, the arc itself is 80 out of 360 times 2 pi r, which is 4. And of course, it goes without saying, if you apply the calculator, then you'll find this is something to do with 5.585 centimeters. Having attained that, then you need to apply the entire perimeter is 5.585 plus 8, which gives us 13.6 to 3 significant figures. Centimeters, of course. This 8 is standing in for the 2 radii, so 4 plus 4. And that is just like it. And in the same video, I may wish to explain example 5. Example 5, and say the following. Find the angle marked x. Find the angle marked x. And you'll realize there is an arc length there. There is the radius there. And there's another radius there. This is x degrees. This is 9 centimeters. This is 9 centimeters, of course, the radius. And the arc length is 12 centimeters from there all the way to there, 12 centimeters. Now, we are supposed to talk of finding the angle x. Yet we know this arc length is a fraction of the entire circumference of the circle. Was the circle to be completed, then 12 is a fraction of the circle. And that fraction of the circle is mainly determined by the angle at the center, which is simply x. And because we don't know x, all we know is that x out of 360 times 2 pi r, this is what is giving us 12. So if you want to make now x the subject of the formula, we're going to find that x is equals to 12 times 360, everything over 2 pi 9. And the reason why I have done like this, it's because these are two equal fractions. If I may bring it now here, 18, 2 times 9 is 18 pi x all over 360. This is what, because this is over 1, of course, is equals to 12 over 1. So when we cross multiply, we realize now x is equals to 12 times 360 divided by 18 pi. That is how we will get our value of x. And if you apply the calculator very well, you will realize that x is 76.4 degrees. And that is just like it. In the same video, let me explain example 6, because these are short questions. Find, it's telling us find r, find the radius. Example 6 is requesting us to find the radius r in the following. There is an arc there, there is a radius, there is this radius, that's what we need to find, r centimeter, and there is 20 centimeter, and there is 50 degrees. It goes without saying that the same approach of obtaining 20 centimeters as the arc length is given by the angle at the center 50 out of the entire 360 degrees times 2 times pi times r. This is what is giving us 20. This is what is giving us 20. And at that particular point, we need to make r the subject of the formula. For example, we may take the whole of that to be over 1 and multiply the numerators together, and we have 100 pi r out of 360 degrees is equals to 20 over 1. Again, if you want to make r the subject of the formula, you're going to have r is equals to 20 times 360, everything over 100 pi. And this is what is going to give us 22.9 centimeters to 3 significant figures. That is just like it. That is simply what we have obtained, and that is it. So at the end of the day, you have been able to find the angle, to find the radius, and to find the arc length. All right.